Hey, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about another clear reason why you're not getting hired. Now, this one people have a hard time with. They don't like hearing it, but it's been one of the most helpful, truthful things that has served people in the past. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Natalie Fisher. I'm a career mindset coach. I've been helping people land jobs for 11 years, and I'm here to tell you another reason why you might not be getting hired. I'm going to share a story with you. So when I was in my early years of life, I worked at a store called Thrifty Foods, and I had a boyfriend who worked in the grocery department, and I worked as a cashier. And he would complain to me every day about how his boss was so annoying. He's like, Nathan, my boss, he just won't let me take my breaks. He doesn't allow me to have a minute to chat to my friend. He keeps calling me a slacker. He complains all the time. He thought that he was actually doing a pretty good job. He was like, hey, you know what? I show up on time. I do the work. What more does he want? And at the time I was like, okay, yeah, of course, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. And then I started to realize, I'm like, Brian doesn't actually really work that hard. He is kind of slow, and he does kind of procrastinate, and he does take a little bit of a longer break than he needs to. And so I started to think this, but I didn't say it. And then later on, as he started to get into the job, because as this happens, when you work in a certain place, you're going to start to get better at it. It's kind of inevitable. You're stacking bread day after day. Months later, he says to me, Nathan was right. I was slow. He's like, I did suck at my job. He was right to call me out. And they had actually built a better relationship throughout the time, because Ryan had started to notice that he wasn't actually doing that good of a job. And he thought he was. So at the time, he thought he was doing what he needed to do. He would say, what more do they want from me? I'm doing a good job, leave me alone, right? And so what I realized is, and I see this pattern in myself too, is when I'm not getting the result I want, or I'm not getting something I want, I'm likely to just be like, this is too hard. This is the problem. But really, it's because I sucked. I sucked at it. Where I'm going with this, don't worry, is that when you are interviewing, most people think they're doing a good job. Okay? They think they're doing a good job. They think they're I answered all the questions. It went great. They were nodding their heads. They seemed to like me. I think it went great, right? And there's two problems with this. First of all, people don't tell you to your face the truth. So they're just nice and polite to your face, but they're not actually going to tell you, you suck at interviewing. They're just going to say, you were great, we loved you, but we went with someone who was more aligned with our cultural environment or whatever, right? They're not going to tell you the specific reason why you didn't get the job for real. They just won't tell you that. The other problem with that is your brain gets lazy. You'll be like, hey, you know what? I went on a great interview. Awesome. Now I can just kind of sit back and wait to hear back. Here's the thing. We don't have any real data on whether or not the interview went great or not. We actually don't know. The only way you'll know is if you actually get offered the job, especially in a market where it's very competitive and there's a lot of people applying and vying for the same positions. You will need to be gold medal good at your job interviewing. That's just how it'll be. Because if you get silver or you get bronze, you're more likely that they might call you back if the, gold medalist didn't want to take the medal, which does happen sometimes, But you're going to have to be gold medal good at interviewing. And the good news is this is not impossible to achieve. It's actually very, very achievable. There are certain things that you need to do in order to get there. And in my 11 years of coaching, I have become a real expert on developing those. And I'll tell you how you can learn more about those at the end of this video. When you don't know that you suck at interviewing, and if you're making it to second rounds, final rounds, you are better than most people. That's the result, right? You're better than most people at interviewing if you're making it through to the rounds, but you're still not gold medal good, okay? And that's not a problem. You just need to focus your time and energy on learning those skills instead of trying to focus your energy on, say, getting another certification or going to get an MBA or doing those things, which you might be told you need to do, but aren't actually the things you need. Because I've had a lot of clients, they'll go and I had one client who literally had 70 certifications, and she comes back and she's like, I don't know, what the heck else to do. I'm like, That's the thing you need to work on, is your interviewing skills. And there are specific things in an interview that get you hired. And there's psychological things that people actually don't understand that are happening behind the scenes with people that, you need to understand them. Interviewing skills need to be improved if you're not landing the job. Okay. And that's a vague statement. I understand. I'm going to tell you exactly like how you can get more of that. And I'll give you the step by step. But just like my boyfriend at the time, Ryan, didn't know he sucked at his job. Like, he couldn't know that. He honestly believed he was doing a good job. He's like, I show up on time. I do what I'm supposed to do. And technically that was all true, but he just wasn't doing it to the caliber that he was capable of and that his boss wanted to see. And that was totally reasonable and legitimate, which he realized later. And I've realized this countless times in my journey as well. So I will have, let's say, an opt-in page, right? And I'll say, hey, you know what? That opt-in page isn't getting very many people. And so what I could do is I could say, what is wrong with these people? They're not signing up for my opt-in page. And that would be me trying to put the blame on other people for me not getting the result I want. When really the answer is my opt-in page sucks and nobody wants it. Because I haven't packaged it well enough, right? And there's about 100 things that I could do to package it better and make people want it. And I've done that. It took me so many trials and errors to come up with my 2 really high converting freebie guides. So one is the 10 concrete examples interview guide that you can download below this video. And it gives you 10 concrete examples of proven stories that have landed job offers. And then the other one is the 8 concrete reasons why you're landing interviews, but not offers, right? And these solve very specific problems for people. Now, before this, I had guides that was like your A to Z guide to networking. Nobody wanted that. It was too vague. It was like, oh, great, networking. I don't really like networking anyway, right? And it's like, I could have said, oh, well, it's too hard. Like, people say the market is too hard. It's just too incredibly tough. There's too much competition online. Like, this just doesn't work, right? That's what people say about their interviewings. Like, when they go interviewing, they're like, the market is too hard. People are not seeing my value. I just don't know how to convince people that I have what it takes, right? When really the answer is what you're presenting isn't landing, right? And that can be changed, but you need to build your skill at refining what you're doing, what you're saying, and how you're saying it. And when you do that, you'll realize why. You'll be like, oh, no wonder I wasn't getting hired before. I wasn't, hitting on this key thing. I wasn't telling this key story in this way. I wasn't doing this or I wasn't doing that. And you'll be like, oh, I get it, right? But until you get it, you're going to be like, this sucks. This is too hard. They don't understand. Why can't people see my value? All the complaining on LinkedIn going on, right? Like, oh, well, they didn't give me a chance. They said I was overqualified. They should have given me a chance. The system is broken. We need to do better. We need to respond to people. This needs to happen. And it's like, all those things are nice to complain about, but they're not going to make you better, right? They're not going to make you gold medal good at interviewing. What they're going to do is just make you feel important for a moment because you had something to complain about that you felt like was legitimate. There we have it. Let me recap. We have the reason why you're not getting hired is because your interview skills are not gold medal. They might be silver or bronze if you're getting through to final rounds, but they're not at gold level yet, and that's okay. And there's specific things you need to do to get there. So I have a free training that you can sign up for, and it walks you through the steps. So the steps on how to stand out to get opportunities very counterintuitively, what's working now. You're going to get the reasons why people don't land offers. So there's 3 specific reasons that I cover in there that I go very in depth. And then I show you the results from the last 12 months that have been happening. So I don't expect you to believe me. I'm 100% proving everything I say to you. And I show you like the psychological things that need to happen in people's brains in order for them to start thinking and start kind of chipping away at their own mentality on why they want to say yes to you, right? And that happens in steps and stages. It doesn't happen like in an instant. So lots of stuff for you to learn. And as soon as you start realizing I'm the reason, it's within me, I get to create it or not, you will start learning how to create it, and you will create it. It will be inevitable. So your first step will be to sign up for that free training below. I also mentioned my 2 free guides that you're welcome to grab, and I will see you in the next video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week.